Hi there, Leo. Welcome to Straight Talking Tarot. I'm Rafah, doing your reading for around about the time of the new moon in Scorpio, GMT time, 9:27 in the morning. So a good time to be present to possible intentions, but the energy of intention putting normally is about 48 hours. All right, but I will say, do the intentions with mind about what you want to let go of and what you want to bring in, okay? Because there is something very important that's wanting to come into your life, Leo, and I think it's to do also with you feeling more passionate about what you want to do, and perhaps maybe even bringing more passion into your life itself. Okay, so I've got several tarot cards here from the Light Seers Tarot that fell out of the, from the choosing of the cards for you. I've also got one single card from the Soul Journeys deck, and I've also got two cards from the Soul Helper Oracle deck. So let's have a look. So this is what's bringing you into the situation. Okay, so some of you, I think, yeah, you're feeling a bit sort of like coming out of a situation where you have been feeling perhaps left behind, that you're not good enough, or you're feeling stuck or feeling sad about maybe some situation that's ended. There has been quite a few endings, of course, with the eclipse. I've got the Five of Cups here in the inverted. Okay, so this tells me as well that you could be coming out of the situation and maybe having to recognize there are certain things that you have to let go of. You could be actually really sort of sad about it. And maybe even looking at this picture, I'm just getting a sense of perhaps doing a ritual. You know, she's sitting there on her own. There's a bit of, it's like a fire thing. But I'm getting the feeling maybe actually do a ritual where you're conscious about what it is that you want to get rid of. Sometimes, it's just not about thinking about something, but maybe even writing it down, writing a dear so-and-so letter, not sending it out, but maybe to that person who's hurt you, who's let you down, or who's lied or betrayed, or whatever it is. Or maybe, your marriage has fallen apart, or maybe you're having a second thoughts about your career, not getting the emotional fulfillment, and you're feeling a bit lost, and also just emotionally kind of flat, okay? By writing yourself a letter or doing some kind of ritual, particularly with the new moon in Scorpio, which is a water sign, going towards water, going near water, and maybe even doing a ritual where you're writing something, holding a pebble. I said this to one of the other signs as well, like holding a twig. You can put all your thoughts and your feelings and your kind of whatever it is that you want to communicate and throw it into the river, into the stream, to let it go. All right, some physical act really helps. Now, if you've got some anger there as well, because we do have Mars in Scorpio as well, so some of you, Leo, and you are a fire sign as well, and you like to be in the center of attention, so the danger is you can actually get really triggered and start really kind of just, I would say, losing it. Maybe being upset about something is going to bring some kind of fiery energy into your space that's actually going to cause some heat in a situation. Again, see if you can actually move that physically. So do some sort of dynamic physical movements, maybe some dancing, or you can even get a coconut, something like that, and just throw it at a hard wall, away from people. So it's that kind of smashing thing, or down onto a tarmac. So again, it just helps to alleviate the feeling of loss or sense of anger, because underneath anger is always some sense of sadness, sense of hurt, deep hurt actually. Okay, so again, which also then when it's not been expressed, it feels really sad because you don't feel like you're really seen, or maybe you're sad or angry about being left behind with something. Okay, it's going to vary person to person who's listening, and I've only got the one card actually at the moment. So yeah, so this is really nice. So here we have this card of strength. What a lovely card to follow the Five of Cups. So you do have the strength to move forward. You do have the strength to be authentic, to actually allow yourself to be seen as you need to be seen, regardless of maybe what you might be feeling, or maybe even despite the fact that you're feeling and acknowledging your feelings, you can also show up to be strong, okay? And there's a tenderness to this strength because we've got the Lamb there, so there's a new birth, there's a new sense of innocence in the strength as well, okay? You might not even know how to be strong right now, but you know that you must be strong, and you're going to start showing up for that. So I feel that this is from the work that you've done with self-love and actually loving yourself enough to actually start transforming your life into taking courage and moving forward. I feel like some of you have been doing some kind of nice spiritual work as well, some kind of meditation work, or some sort of connection to the divine. I think that's really lovely. Oh my goodness, this King of Wands, has come out, I don't know how many times. I think you're the last of the signs, okay? So I could confidently say maybe this has come out 8 times. That's a lot. Pretty much all the readings. I mean, I know for a fact Aries got it. Did the Sagittarians get it as well? Could have done. And believe me, these cards are shuffled. They're randomly placed on, you know, face down. Okay, and I just draw the card out. So, whoa. And this also affirms, I think, the sense of strength. Okay, we've got a lion here as well in the foreground, or rather, so in the background of this image. Okay, and this guy, you know, King of Wands is normally a very dynamic card, or rather, it's a very dynamic energy. He's got a strength, he's got wisdom, he's got passion, he's got entrepreneurial abilities. He knows how to build something, all right? He knows what's going to light him up, and he's determined to go. But in this particular guy as well, I feel like he's got this sort of sense of almost like a very earthy, you know, almost like the King of Coins, which is normally the earth aspect. And I feel that he is, because you're not going to start sort of, you know, I don't feel like you're going to, you know, burn your bridges or go and do something too fast too soon. I feel like you've learned a few lessons here now. Maybe you've learned that you've gone too fast in maybe a relationship or in a project or in something. Okay, maybe you've acted too soon, and now you're kind of maybe regretting your movements, but then you're having the courage to make the changes and communicate what it is that you need and what is it you want. Let's have a quick look. Oh, lovely, 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 lovely. Okay. You had quite a few cards. You probably had one or two sides have got quite a few more tarot cards that came out, just the nature of how it was pulled. Again, I do feel that you could be leaving a legacy, okay? So you've got some of you Leos here, you definitely are maybe thinking of some entrepreneurial project, wanting to do something that's going to leave a legacy, or maybe start doing something that's going to make a huge impact or a difference in the world, and something that's very spiritually guided. Okay, so do follow that trail. And then if you are going to be building something, make sure the people around you, see your vision, get your vision as well. All right, and this is something I think you're going to be formulating from sort of the ground up. There's a sense of newness here as well, I'm picking up. Although it's the 10, I feel that there's a new energy, something that you maybe going to put a new angle to it as well, that's going to make a difference to already what you have and what you want to build. But I do feel that this is a real time for you mastering something that you've always wanted to, but also bringing in the aspects of creativity, making it fun, and actually kind of, what do I want to say? Not keeping it loose, but keeping it jovial, okay? So really kind of not getting too stuck with the nitty-gritty, but at the same time bringing that child play. I mean, you know, there's lots of children in this card as well, so there's a sense of freshness. Children are very fresh, they're very creative, they're very innovative, they're not stuck on one idea. All right, so there's this element, and I could vouch for that, because we've also got the Knight of Pentacles, which is generally the card of building something up. And knights are normally seen as things that are cultivated. They don't happen overnight. All right, they take some time, okay? You know, you've got to plow your fields, you've got to put the seeds in, you know, then you've got to tend to it, and then you've got to water it. Then you've got to do all these different stages to create and manifest your life into the way you want. But I do feel, Leos, that you do, again, have what it takes, you know, and I feel that you're sitting on some very good nuggets of inspiration. All right, I want you to also ignore the naysayers, you know, the ones who might sort of think, oh my God, here she goes again, or there he goes again, thinking of something up that's just not going to be viable. Perhaps you've tried a few things out, maybe you've lost something as well, okay? Maybe it is a relationship, or it is a business, or maybe you've lost your mojo towards the work you used to do, but now you're feeling a bit inspired, all right? Very important, very, very important. And I want you to stick to that truth within you. Okay, I'm getting this fact from this card here as well, the 7 of Wands. It's very important that you stick to your center, you know, do some meditation, do some chakra work as well. I always often encourage that because I find that the chakras really fine tune and harmonize your truth. Okay, it works with your energetic system and your actually body of energy, which is then therefore unique to you. So any blocks you might have, any negative thinking that might have got sort of, you know, sort of stuck in your, you know, as blocks, okay, it is now time for you to release that as well, and even come out of your shell, I would say, okay? And by all means, do not let any negativity from anybody really get in the way of your possible building of something. I feel with some of you as well that you could actually really meet somebody that's really helpful to you, that could really come out and actually make a huge difference in your life. It could be an idea or a partnering, either in a relationship or in a business partnership as well. Okay, so do pay attention to that. But you'll know them by the fact that they have the same ideals, and maybe they've already had the similar idea or same values, okay, and you're going to feel very met. Okay, so let's have a look what the soul journey card has for you as well. Okay, this is nice. This also definitely complements the Aquarians got this. All right, the card of perseverance. Let me have a look here. Oh, I don't want to do that. Oops. Okay, no, sorry, it's just that I'm using the big screen, a quick player, and if I press a certain button in the past, it's actually stopped recording. I'm just going to check again. Yeah, no, it's still recording, it's fine. All right, so here we've got the card of perseverance. Okay, this is very much the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, if you see him, he's walking, he's calm, but he's putting his effort in, one coin at a time, one step at a time. That's what you have to do. You just take one step at a time and you persevere. And if you come against a block, you just think, okay, which could be also the Seven of Wands here, you're not going to actually let it hinder you. Okay, she's turning her face away as if to say, I'm not taking any notice of the gremlins in my mind. Okay, I think with you Leos as well, take courage and start producing something or self-belief in something, and do not get dismayed or distracted by anything. Okay, it says here, I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. And I really like that this as well, because if you see her, it's as if she's turning her face. You know, we tend to turn our face when you're just sick and tired of hearing somebody saying something to us, even on the phone. You know, even if they can't see you, just take the phone away from them, you just literally turn your head. And this is what she's doing. All right, she's not listening to anything outside of her. She's trusting herself. Okay, so this is of course for anybody, male or female, but this is about you really persevering, because you know you have what it takes. You know that there's something you want to do and you need to master or do whatever it is, and you will get certain things come at you as well, and there'll be one or two things that will stand out if it's an idea or a situation. Okay, and I want you to follow that trail. I really do. All right, I think there's something that's going to really come to you, make it so very obvious, and I really want you to take that, you know, and that idea and persevere with it. Okay, some of you might have already found that, whatever that is, and now it's up to you to start laying the terrain and taking the courage and starting to put your plans into place as well. Okay, now I've just turned down the Oracle Helper card, okay, and this says to conform is to die inside. Oh my God, I mean, this is the Seven of Wands for me here, which I'll show you again. Be brave and be yourself. All right, it is, you know, I mean, if you look at this card, she's turning her head from all these wands, okay, and these wands to me are energies from the outside people, you know, to sticking to the rules. You know, it's time that you broke your own rules, maybe your own belief systems. If you keep on conforming to what people expect of you, you're going to die. All right, so, and maybe you already know this, so now you have to take the step, the courageous step, to build your life. You've got the strength, this is a major arcana card, and you know this, and this is what you can ask for as well. And if you see, she's got two faces there, the lion face and the blonde face, her face, and you have the capacity to actually roar if you have to, or just overcome whatever hurdles you might have. And I'm just going to read this again. To conform is to die inside. So be brave and be yourself. So again, the lion does speak about bravery, about courage. And you know that the word courage is le coeur in French, which is to do things with heart. Okay, and then, you know, to have heart, you have to be brave. You have to go against the grain. Maybe you have to go against, you know, what you've known. Maybe you need to leave, you know, the safety pastures of where you've been, which is this. You know, maybe you need to, like I said already, you need to say goodbye to where you've come from, and maybe certain relationships or certain place or certain work or security or whatever it is going to be different for all of you, but there is something that is asking you to leave. Be brave and let go. It could be an old model of thinking as well. Perhaps you used to be into monetary treats. Maybe your whole friends are about, you know, labels and bling and identity and, you know, brands, that's what I'm thinking of, you know, and you've woken up to something inside of you. There's been some shift. Maybe you're seeing the value of being in the earth and the richness of the planet, and now you want to do something for the planet and make a mark, and means that you have to leave the old friends behind because they just don't resonate anymore. All right, and you're thinking, God, I don't know who I am. You know, I don't belong here. You know, you might feel really awkward and stuff, but you have the capacity to burn that bridge, to go forward, and you have the, you know, the strength and the perseverance to decide. Once you decide, make that decision, whatever it is, because you can do it. All right, let's open the other card here as well. Oh my Lord, you couldn't make this up. I love it. Have courage. Oh my Lord, you know, I mean, hello. Leos, I mean, this is your sign. You know, you are the sign of courage. You know, the lion sign. You're about to shine. You must shine. You must, you know, and this reading, you know, is the seed of what's going to be there for you for the next even year or so. All right, this is just where it's all beginning. Please trust me on this. All right, this is a courage card. I mean, you know, and look at the lion there. We've got 3 cards that invoke or speak of, of courage. Okay, let's see what it says here. Awaken the warrior of light within you. I mean, I love it. I really do. And, you know, like I said, the King of Wands is the highest card of warriorness. I mean, he's the male, the masculine of the warriors. I mean, you know, of the wands, which is very dynamic. Okay, it doesn't mean you roughshod over people, that you become, you know, very Marsy, you know, and become like fiery, and then, you know, don't do what the war is happening. You know, this is not about the ego. This is about a self-mastered person who knows he's steady, he's strong, and he's standing still, but he has the courage of a brave heart. Okay, and he knows what he must do, and this is what you must do. If this is in your personal relationship, maybe you're going through a divorce, you're going something and you're scared about starting anew, or maybe even winning the court case, or maybe something, and maybe your friends are giving you different advice. Oh yeah, but you've got a really great home, and you know, whatever it is, trust yourself. This is about you now. This is about your spiritual growth and your soul growth. It really is. And, you know, or maybe you feel that you've gone through quite a lot and you're wanting to give up whatever it is, the battle or whatever it is. You know, this is a bit of a battle card as well. Persevere. Do not give up on what you know to be right for you and true for you, because there's definitely new beginnings, you know. You are going to come on top. You are definitely going to top. And I want you to trust yourself, completely trust yourself on what it is that you need to do. Okay. You might get an apology from somebody, and that might might have you want to relent. Again, just be mindful. Okay. That if somebody has hurt you or done you some harm, just trust that that is really not where you want to go. All right, just trust. At the bottom of this fairy deck as well, I've got problem resolve. So things are going to resolve themselves. If any of you have been in some difficulty about some situation, it will naturally resolve itself. You don't actually need to go and put fire into it either. Okay, and the card that I actually pulled out for you here is the Peace of Mind card, which I think is absolutely wonderful. You know, you can be the warrior and still be very peaceful. You know, this guy is, my God, this guy is really peaceful. You know, he's just standing there. There's a steadiness to him. And I really like this card. You know, he's just looking very kind of staid, very stoic, but not in a kind of, you know, not in a very, what's that word? Disconnected way. You know, no pretense here. He's just a warm-hearted man of strength, and he's definitely the warrior. He's gained his badge of honor, and you have as well, okay? And what you want to do is you want to put peace at the forefront of your choices. Okay, that is also a warrior. You know the beautiful book by Dan Millman, The Way of the Peaceful Warrior. The Way of the Peaceful Warrior. I think it is by Dan Millman. I mean, I read that absolutely years ago, and he's still going. I actually get the occasional email from him, newsletter, and he has a Facebook page. If you don't know that book, again, check that book out. Okay, because that actually book talks about a lot of perseverance. Okay, it's about a guy who masters. I think he's a gymnast, and he, you know, decides to become a gymnast. And I think it's based on his life. Actually, there's definitely some crossover in his life. But it's about becoming warrior-like and persevering, honing your skills. You know, being brave. You know, to be yourself. You know, being brave. Maybe you want to be a dancer. Maybe you want to do something that nobody is going to even kind of encourage you to do. And yet, you know, you have to you have to do it, because that is what's being called of you. So whatever the situation is, my dear Leos, really make peace of mind, you know, and maybe find your peace of mind, peace of heart, and peace of pathway in nature. If you look at this card as well, she's out in nature. There's a big tree around her, and this big tree has grown. You know, I mean, around where I live here, there are massive oak trees. I mean, you know, massive trees, big trunks like that, and you just know they've lived for years. Some of them are a bit battered, but they've got their grace, they've got the elegance, they've got this sort of absolute, it's very touching to see trees that way, because you know that they hold so much. You know, they've been standing for so many years, you know, they've withstood all kinds of weather. If they were to have eyes, they would have seen so many things and so many historical things come and go. But I digress slightly. But this is really an opportunity for you to really enjoy nature, to enjoy yourself within, you know, the things that you love as well, that brings peace of mind. All right, Leo, I am going to finish your reading here. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for being here. I truly hope that this reading has spoken to some of you, has some resonance. If not, do check your other placements, whether it's North Node, which I really encourage, if you know that. North Nodes I'm keen on because it's your personal evolution, your soul growth sign, what you've come here to learn in this lifetime. So, you know, the readings could resonate from that angle, and obviously all the other placements like your sun, rising and moon, and I believe Venus, some people do. I mean, I don't even bother looking at my Venus personally when it comes to these general readings, but each to their own. You know, really it's time for you to you know, cultivate on new experiences, new friends, new life in some way, and just persevere. Okay, do not doubt yourself, and definitely cultivate a space for you to be peaceful. Thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and I'll come back to you next month for the Sagittarius new moon. Lots of love. Until then, bye for now. Bye.